What is going on, folks? Simulation Fallen Nation here, and welcome to my video today, which is all about how to win at farming, especially in Farming Simulator 22. So what we're going to be looking into is the root and the secret behind all farming success, be it in real life or in Farming Simulator, is what's down here underneath your feet. We need to make sure that we are getting the most out of our ground conditions as possible. We do that with some of the equipment that we have on show today. We're on Hot Belleron at the moment. My farm is just over there, actually. I've created a different game save, added in a lot of money so we can buy a new field and some new equipment, old equipment. And we're going to show you what we can do within Farming Simulator 22 that we couldn't do before and what that does to the ground conditions. So we're going to start. This was obviously maize at some point or other. And we're going to start by looking into some of the new features that we have and why that's of importance. So let's jump into this mighty steer. This thing looks incredible. So we're going to stick it into medium, wherever that is. That's reverse, slow, medium. Let's add a gear here. And behind us, what we need to pay more attention to is this. This is one of the very many available mulches for Farming Simulator 22. Now, this is the Dalbo roller, but you also have the if we come into mulches here, you do have the TMC Cancella variety of mulchers, including this huge big one. And you've also got the Nox Speed Maca as well. Now, essentially what the mulcher is going to do, it's going to take these stalks here, or the stubble from any crop there, or even grass there, and it's going to chop it really fine and leave it as a debris on the surface. Now, that organic matter over time can be incorporated into the topsoil, providing a lot of additional material and fertilizer for that crop. So the short story is that this will allow you to improve the yield on your fields there. And so what we're going to do is we just lower down this roller. So what we're going to do here, we're going to put it into gear. Let's lower down hide worker, and we're just going to go all the way up to the other end of the field. As you can see, it's leaving like a stubbly texture to the ground behind us there, which is fine. We'll just click up a gear or two here. And we're just going to horse up to the other end nice and quickly there. We're just going to do one long stripe so we can see what we're looking at here. So as you can see, it's chopping up that surface. It's leaving like a residue on the top of the surface there, which you can then go and disc in, or you can leave on the top just to naturally be incorporated in. That's where earthworms become your friends. But what this will do in game, this will act as an additional form of improvement for your yield, which is always what we want. That means that you have to reduce, or you can reduce the amount of fertilizer you're going to have to put down on there, which is always going to be really, really good. So that is the first thing that we can do. It's a good way to get the ground worked over. You can direct drill into this if you'd want to. Like I say, you can plow it in, you can disc it in if you'd like to do that as well. Or another tool that you could use is going to be a spader, which is attached to the back of our 7810. We're going to get onto that in a bit more detail in a moment. If you were to direct drill into this, you are good to go. You can drill into it, no harm, no foul, and you're set up ready to go. If you do any more cultivation to it, you are going to disturb the soil, and that's going to bring up the second feature. This is obviously stone picking within the game there. There are different size rocks, small and large, which require treatment in several different methods. But before we can look at that, we're going to jump on into this 7810 with the Farmax on the back of it. This is one of the larger models. Let's just start with the John Deere first, though. We'll fire up what is a lethal looking stoner on spader on the back. I'm going to put it down. It's got subsoil legs on the front as well. And this is, as we go along here, this is going to work over the ground there and turn it over. And you can already see it is leaving stones behind. Now that is not ideal. It means that those stones, if left unabated, are going to cause some issues for your machines out there. Expect to see a little bit more wear if you were to use a drill over the top of those, and all that wear is going to accumulate to more cost for yourself. So you can see they're all forming. What we're going to do is just lift it up there. We're going to turn around for the sake of this little exercise. And you're going to go back down. Now obviously you're going to be working over a full field. If you perform deeper cultivations such as the spader or a plow or a subsoiler, you're going to pull up bigger and more frequent stones, because naturally you'll dig into a deeper root. If you perform just light surface level cultivations, then the likelihood of lifting stones to the top like this will be minimal. It will still occur, but will be a lot less frequent. As you can see in this small size of area here, there's already a lot of stones for us to have to clear up, which is kind of what we want to see for this exercise. And we're going to walk through what that looks like. I'm just going to do a few more passes here so we can have a few test plots, and then I'll come back and show you what we're going to do to those and why we're going to do it. So as you can see, we've done a few passes here, and for such a small area here, not even really a football field size, there's a lot of stones being turned up here. As you can see, as well as we look at these, there are big stones and there are small little stones in here as well. Now, the big stones, the only thing you can do is use a stone picker to kind of collect those up, scoop them out of the ground and get rid of them. Smaller stones, such as these little guys perhaps, you can actually use a roller. You can press them back under the ground there. Now we're going to show you what that looks like, because that also leaves a fantastic looking seed bed when you're ready to go. So we will get to that very shortly. On the back of this Fent though is one of our stone pickers. This is by Elho. This is the larger machine with the largest working width. So if you're going to go through a whole field, this is the guy to use. So we're just going to sneak on over here. We'll start it up. Now, imagine this to be very similar just to a large comb, really. It's going to comb through the soil. It's going to pick out all of the stones and it's going to leave the soil. It worked over a little bit, actually, but in place, ready to go. You'll see that you will notice, as we lower this down, a change in the soil texture there a little bit as well. So as you can see, this is driving through and it's clearing up everything that lies in its path, leaving only a nice and clean seed bed behind you, which is perfect. It's what you need. You can drill into that one and you are set. Come back around again. You could always, if there are fewer stones, just drive around sporadically and pick up those stones with one of the many stone pickers, or a 2x Dagelman. I just jump into our store here and show you what those look like. You're gonna come into stone pickers and you have these two here. They have an offset position and will mean it's a little bit easier to swing up to the spot of the stones and just to clear the ones in question. But I personally like just to go through the whole field like this. As you can see, it picks them all up there. So you picked out all the rocks on your seed bed here. At this point, in theory, you could go and you could drill, but I think you can still make this a little bit more of a prepared seed bed, and that's what we're going to look into doing right now with the galactical rollers, as I like to know them. Look at the size of these things. These are not the largest either. I believe these ones are about 8 or 9 meters wide, or maybe even 12 by the sign, but there was a 24-meter set of rollers on here as well. What this will do, we'll just press down and compact the top layer of your seed bed and really get it ready to go. But if there are small stones on your soil still, they will be pressed underground as well there, so out of harm's way. We're going to lower down the roller and I'm going to show you what this looks like on the field here as well. Beautiful roller. Look at the Massey pulling it as well with the jewels on. Thing of beauty. And it's just going to pull it along nice and easily. Not the quickest thing in the world. I think I was able to get about 5 or 7 miles an hour out of this, so it is a slow piece, but look at the seed bed that leaves behind you there. It looks perfect. Absolutely ideal. You're obviously covering a large portion of ground as well as you use this, so that is always pretty handy. As you can see, it doesn't work as a standard cultivator. It does still leave those stalks in the field, so you will have to do some mulching prior to using this. What we're going to do is just see it come back over here, and I want to show you what happens if you go over some of the stones that are still there with the roller. Absolutely nothing, and that is because they are the larger stones. Now those larger stones, like I say, cannot be pushed under with this large roller. They do need that stone picker in front of you there. Once you get that all set up ready to go though, you'll be fine. Now, a little bit of a surprise addition to this video. What do you do when you have the stones available in the stone picker? You finish clearing your field there, you've got a full hopper. Fantastic. Well, normally you would just go and take that. You could either store them at the side of a field and maybe collect a few fields worth up and keep them in one side ready to go, or there is a new mod in town and it's over here. It is the exact same vehicle as you'd expect to see from the standard in-game sell point. This is where you would tip your stone and then you get cash for that. However, many things have changed. This will now, if you tip your stone there, this will now convert that into crushed lime, therefore fertilizer. So not only are you clearing the way for your machines to harvest in this field or to plant your future crops in this field, you're also providing yourself with free fertilizer. I mean, does it get any better than that? I don't think so. This is a really cool little update here. So what we're going to do, we're going to tip this load into here. Now we also, if we need more, we have a little pile of stones over on the other side of that house that we can go and grab, and we can add those into the pile, if you will, so we can contribute a little bit more, have a bit more to look into. But ultimately, we should be able to see that we'll convert waste from a field into something that you as your farmer and the field can warrant and can use moving forward, which I think is absolutely fantastic. In go the stone. Okay, so you've tipped your stone into there. We have a tractor and trailer waiting for more lime. There's only a little bit of stone, so it's not going to be too much. But there is this, you got to treat this like a production point, really. As you come on up to it, there is a R sign there. We're going to click on it. This is the Calcastellan version 3. And we want to activate that. So it's a 1-for-1, really. 2,000 liters will provide you with 2,000 liters of... So 2,000 liters of stone will provide you with 2,000 liters of lime. So bearing in mind... It costs currently, if we were to go into your store here, let's have a look at big bags. It's £350 per 2,000 litres. So you're saving yourself £350 a go before you've even done anything else, before you even planted anything in the field there. That, my friends, that is how we make a profit in farming. If you extrapolate that out over all of the different fields you may own, you're going to see that it's going to really start to make a benefit very quickly indeed. Now what we'll have a look at here as we come in, you'll see that we're at 24 liters there already, so we're going to speed up time just a little bit. Wait, let that all finish up and we'll come back to it. All right, magic. We are at 169 liters, so our lime is in place. We're going to jump back over to our tractor here. We should find as we jump in. I'm going to start filling. We've got 169 liters of lime. And there it goes. You could go and take that. You can tip it into a shed. You could even, if you have this set up somewhere on your farm, you can even have it so that you'll be able to just take a spreader straight to it, tip it in, and you're good to go. Doesn't take too many fields, as we know from what we've seen over here. We were able to get 169 liters of stone from about half of this little area here, which in turn will be I don't know, you can see maybe 3 passes. So again, expand that out across this whole field, you're going to be looking at a lot more than that, which and then expand that out across however many fields you own. It's really time to make some good money there. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the secret sauce. That is how that you win at farming, or at least you win at farming on the arable side of things. I hope this has been informative for you all. This is just a bit of a fun new look at a new mod. The link is in the description for this new mod as well. This just has became apparent to me very recently, but it does seem to be working error-free. It's available for all PC at the moment. Their consoles, we'll have to wait and see what that looks like, but for now it is all good. And yeah, that is how you win at farming, by also having a lot of different old tractors to have a play around on. I hope you have enjoyed. I have been Simulation for the Nation. If you have and you haven't done so, do hit that like button, subscribe for more content from me on Farming Simulator 22, and we'll see you all in the next one. Catch you later.